Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel, and especially welcome back to the next part of my TSM Deep Dive Guide series. In my last video, we have created all the auctioning operations for all our created groups in here, and we spent a lot of time. It was over an hour, if I remember correctly, but it was worth it, okay? Today we're gonna have a look on our mailbox. Maybe we have sold something. At least I already got some auction house mails in here. And of course, the main theme in this video is the crafting operation for profession items. Okay, so before we run into the crafting operation, but first of course in our mailbox, what is the crafting operation exactly? Let's say you have crafted the Tome of Illusions, the Primal Earth, Fire, Frost or Air, and you run out of stock, so you have sold all of that crafted stuff. Would you like to check all the crafted items you have added in your group manually to have a look in the inventory data, hey, do I have something of these left? Or would you like to use a restock option, a crafting operation that does that job for you with one click? And for that we're gonna use the crafting operation. Let's say you run out of stock of the Tome of Illusion, Primal Frost, and you want to restock them, you want to recraft them, then the crafting operation automatically adds these items to your crafting queue. Then you do the same procedure like we did in one of my previous videos. We go to the gathering tab, go to the auction house, buy everything, and then we just recraft. And that's the job of the crafting operation. But first of all, I would like to say, take a bit of coffee. Let's have a look on the mailbox first in here. And we have sold something. We have sold the Dragonflight materials. We also sold the Transmog item Purple Dinner Suit for 113,000 gold. That's good, that's good. And we also have sold the Captured Ethan's Ironhorn, the mythic raid BOE. I may take some screenshots of that for the TSM Discord, but we will do it later on. Okay, then I would say we go to the TradeSkillMaster window again, and then we go to the groups tab. So we would like to create the first crafting operation for our Dragonflight Illusions. Okay, so we will go to the operation tab, crafting operation, and then we add a new one, and let's call it Illusions Dragonflight. So what do we do here? First of all, we're gonna have a look on all these options. We have the minimum restock quantity, the minimum amount you would like to restock in your crafting queue, the maximum restock, so how many items would you like to have as maximum in your bag in order to resell them. You have the set minimum profit. Would you also like to craft this only if the profit field, so the green number in the crafting cost information. If the profit field is at a certain value, like 100 gold, but you could also use any sources, but we're going to talk about it later on. And then we also have the adjust how TSM values crafted items when calculating the profit. On default it's on no, just keep it to no if you want to run the default calculations. But like I said in my previous video, of course, the TSM default calculations doesn't consider multi-craft or resourcefulness. So if I'm gonna do a video about that, we will have to override the default craft value to in our crafting operation for that in order to consider all the special values, like you have crafted something more or you have some materials back in your bag because you saved them by a craft. Okay, so we would have to adjust the craft value like we also have it in the TSM settings tab under the crafting tab, the first dB min by dB market multiplied with 0.995. Then of course override default craft value, set it to no again, and then we have the management options and also the group management options. Likewise the same by the auctioning operation. You could ignore the operation on a specific faction and realm, but also on a specific character. And here of course we're gonna add the illusion crafting operation directly to our subgroup for the illusions. So let's have a look on the restock option. First of all, I would like to say, let's have a look on the maximum restock first. how many of the illusions would you like to craft in a bulk in order to sell them? How many would you like to have as a stock? And personally, of course, I only speak for myself in here, but you could also adjust any numbers I'm gonna show you in here. I would like to have 5 of each in my bag in order to sell these items. So, but what is the minimum restock? Let's say the minimum restock is set to 1. So the TSM crafting operation on the primal fire as example would only add the primal fire to your crafting queue when you have 4 or less available in your inventory information, because your minimum restock is set to 1, and if you have at least 4 left, you would craft 1 in order to go back to the max restock of 5. But let's say we add a minimum profit of 3 and the maximum of 5, you would only add these items to the crafting queue if you have 2 or less left of these illusions, because the minimum restock is set to 3, and if you have 2, you would have to craft 3 again in order to reach the 5 of the maximum restock quantity. But if you have 4 in your bags, you would craft 1 only to reach the 5 again, and 1 is lesser than 3, so lesser than your minimum restock quantity. Of course, you don't only consider the amount in your bag when it goes to the restock, you also consider any other characters which are on the realm or which getting displayed in the inventory data if you also enable the region-wide trading option, okay? So if you also enable this option and you got a lot of these illusions mailed cross-stream, not mailed, sent cross-stream like with the raw bank, you also consider these amounts in order to restock and in order to may also sell stuff region-wide, okay? So you also consider all the amounts from your old characters, from other characters on other realms if you enable the region-wide trading for the restock. So what is in your bag, what is in your bank, on the auction house or in your mailbox. So then we go back to the illusion Dragonflight crafting operation. I would like to craft 5 as max, and the minimum restock I would set it to 2. So if I have 3 or less of the illusions in my bag or in my inventory at all, I would like to restock them back to 5. Set minimum profit. I would like to use a set minimum profit of cost 2. So let's say here the crafting costs are 2100 gold, around that value, and the current profit without the considering of multi-craft or resourcefulness, in that case resourcefulness, I would still make a profit of around 661 gold. So what kind of source could we use in order to define our min profit amount if you would like to use that? Let's say I would like to craft these illusions if they have at least a profit amount, so the green number, of 10% of its crafting value. Okay, so 10% of 2185 gold. So if you calculate it that way, 10% crafting of around 2100 gold is 218 gold. So if the green number is at least 218 gold, based on the crafting cost in here, you would add this item back to your crafting queue if you are running out of stock. But you could also use, instead of crafting, you could use any other source too if you'd like to. That's fully up to you. You just have to work around with it, have a look which source, which values of all you would like to use in order to make your own running system, okay? So you could also use the DB market value or DB recent if the profit amount is 10% of the DB recent value currently of that home item, but personally I would like to use the crafting value. So, set minimum profit, always keep it to yes, because if you set it to no, you would also add items to your queue which are not profitable currently, so if the craft would result into a loss. Okay, we got the illusion Dragonflight crafting operation, and we have added them to the illusion group 2. The good thing in here, like in most of the auctioning operations, we could also make a copy of that, and we're going to rename it for the Travel Crafter max rank ring. Okay, for the finger we have added 2. Same here, we want a maximum restock of, let's say, 5 of each. So I want to have 5 rings in my bag in order to sell them. And the minimum restock is 2. Set minimum profit, also 10% crafting. I'm fine with that. And then I will also add the crafting operation to the rank 5 one here. And it got added too. Since we only have these 2 items in our TSM group right now, and also the other illusions, but it's the same group, we have created the crafting operation in order to make the restock of TradeSkillMaster. So, what we're gonna do now, we open the profession book, TSM interface, and then we have still an item in here. Okay, we're gonna clear that. And now in order to restock the TSM profession groups, you go to the restock group tab and then you will only select the groups you would like to restock. In that case, we only have the profession group displayed in here because the profession group is the only group with a crafting operation attached. Okay, it's the same when you go to the auction house. Let's say you go to the TSM window and the auctioning frame and you have all these groups in here. You only get the groups displayed here, which also have an auctioning operation attached. So let's say we will have the sniper in here, okay? And the sniper group doesn't have an auctioning operation, so you also don't get the sniper group displayed in here, because there's nothing to post based on any calculations. Same goes also for the sniper. You will only snipe the groups where the sniper operation is attached on. And also, same on the browse tab, we don't have any shopping operation created yet, so we also don't have any added on any of these groups in here. So we also don't get any TSM groups in our browse tab listed. Okay, we go back to the profession tab, restock the group, we have selected all the profession groups we would like to restock, and then we click on restock the groups. And you see, we have illusion primer frost 2 times added because we want a maximum restock of 5 and we have 3 left, so we add 2 in order to get 5 again. Also here with the primal earth, we have added 3 because we have 2 left overall, and here we have 2 left because we have only 3 left in the inventory data. So what you're going to do then is you go to the gathering tab, and then we make the same step like we did in my previous video, one of my previous video. Open the task list, visit the auction house, and then you scan, or you also get the mail here, open your mailbox. You also got some awakened frost in your mailbox left. So, like I said before, if the percentage value is above 100%, you may don't want to buy it. You could also make some exceptions when the profit value of that specific craft is extremely high. But if you have some profit values of below 50 gold, 40 gold, maybe 60 gold, don't buy materials which have a percentage amount calculation of above 110% of your MUD prices. So 105, 104 is maybe okay still, but then only please if the profit amount is good too. Okay, we could have a look on it like here. We also don't consider the resource furnace in here, okay, so it's the default. We have a total profit of around 4,000 gold, 4,400, 4,200 and 1,300. I would say I would just buy the resonant crystals and the awakened fire first, and later on I will have a look on the awakened frost and the awakened earth, okay? They aren't that cheap right now. Okay, I don't want this, I don't want that, I want these ones in here. 90% is still okay, 99. Then we go to the mailbox again, all bought items and also all the expired items from yesterday. And then you of course still have some items here left, some materials, but in order to get these I will just wait until the price is fine again. Then you just fly back to the table where we were before too in order to craft our example items, and then we hit the primal first one too. First, no, the earth. What's happening here? Oh, I'm on the Travel Crafter. Good morning. And now we click on that item in order to craft it. Alright, are we gonna skip that part until everything is crafted? And then we will have a look back on everything else. Alrighty, one item left, and the other ones are still missing because we are missing the materials for that. But that is totally fine too. Since we only had made a post scan yesterday, I will make one cancel scan in order to check if I got any undercuts. Yep, the singing crystal eggs. Then also the wing. Oh, my pet's got undercutted too. So we will just cancel all these items. And then we move to the mailbox. I'm gonna close. Oh my gosh, I got an error. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick reload. Back in the game, we're gonna close the task list. We also have the restocked items here in our bag. And now we move to the mailbox and open all the cancelled items in here. We're gonna close the TSM destroy window. We don't want to disenchant our wing. Then we go back into the auction house and run the next post scan. Then we are also done with the video, I guess. I could give you a little example when it goes to crafting transmog items. Let's say you want to also craft and restock your crafted transmog items. Okay, we're gonna make a duplicate in here. Call it crafted transmog items. And like in the auctioning operation of our farm transmog items, I also said I want a post cap of 1 because it doesn't make sense to me to actually post multiple transmog items of the same type. Okay, so let's say 2 singing crystal eggs or 2 dinner suits doesn't make sense to me. If I sell something, I want to the bank use the TSM banking system in order to restock my bag when I have some leftovers left in my bank or in my war bank or in my guild bank, okay? And same goes for the crafting operation with crafted transmog items. So in here, your maximum restock would be 1, and the minimum restock would be 1, 2 when you want to sell that stuff on a single realm. If you want to sell it maybe on multiple realms, then you might have to set your maximum restock to a higher number, like maybe you want to add 4 realms, so you add the max restock to 4, but the minimum restock would still be 1 in order to recraft anything if you have sold a single item. So, if so, enable the region-wide trading of course, but if you want to do it on a single realm, just keep it disabled, and then you are literally also done for the crafting operation. Then please don't forget also to add the crafting operation to your crafted transmog group. You could also no, you can't create a new one in here. Okay, so just create the crafted transmog item group and then add the crafting operation into that group in order to restock also your transmog items which are craft able. Set the minimum profit amount, that's fully up to you if you still want to use the 10% crafting when it goes to the transmog items, but you could also use, like I said before, 10% of DB market or maybe 15% or 20%. You just have to decide these values on your own too. Okay, the next video is finished. We have created the crafting operation. And I would say we're gonna talk in the next video about the mailing operation, the shopping operation, and also about the vendoring and the warehousing operation. We will talk about the sniper operation in a separate video, like I said in my previous video too, where we also use the sniper group, so my recipe group from Warhead, in order to make a TSM snipe scan. Okay, so I would say I'm finished. Again, my coffee is cold, but that's not a problem. I would like to say again, of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in my commentary section. But if not, everything's fine too, of course, too. Oh, what a sentence. Brain neck, I need more coffee. My English becomes more worse if I don't have any coffee in my body. So I'm sorry for that. Okay, I would like to say thanks for watching, of course. Have a wonderful day, have much fun with gold making, and I would say we will see us in the next video when we talk about the last operations for our groups. Okay, bye.